A week ago, a lot of people in Florida were like, our gas prices are dropping. What's going on? I said, you're getting the last of the winter blend. They absolutely have to get rid of it. They legally can't have it in their tanks. In the north right now, in the farthest northern states, they're getting rid of that winter blend. So if you live in the very far north, you have likely seen gas prices drop significantly in the last couple of days. They're going to do exactly what they're doing in Florida. They're going to jump by a lot. That's how this works. The transition from winter blend to summer blend starts in the south and it moves its way north.
So here's Mr. Global. If you don't know Mr. Global works in the oil industry. He makes content about the oil industry. His predictions have been absolutely dead on over and over and over again. And here's him just stitching somebody complaining about gas prices. And I've got a couple more Mr. Global videos. I will say this is not feel good. You're not going to like what you hear from Mr. Global here. This is not something that I wanted to hear. It's not something that I think you guys want to hear, but it's important to hear it and probably start preparing yourself.
So yesterday here in Central Florida, gas was down to $2.78. Today it's up to $3.15. Some places $3.18. So can somebody tell me what is going on?
Well, I mean, why don't you tell me? You know, because people told me what was going on with gas prices for 4 years, and no matter what I said, I was supposedly wrong, right? And then it transitioned from that to even just 10 days ago, everybody's celebrating record low gas prices, and I was telling them there's not record low gas prices. That's not a thing. And oh, by the way, over the next 2 weeks, you're going to see them go up a lot. And as a matter of fact, over the next 12 weeks, you're going to see them go up a lot. Oh, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. Donald Trump, drill, baby, drill, blah, blah, blah. And
he does. I will say this. He does have the MAGA argument down. Nailed it. Donald Trump, drill, baby, drill, MAGA. That is their argument. He's got that. He must have heard it once or twice because that's almost word for word their best argument.
And here we are today, and I've been tagged in multiple videos where people are going, what's going on with gas prices? Why are my gas prices going up? Look, just don't look at the price. You'll feel better. Don't look at the price. Put your earbuds in and listen to Donald Trump tell you that gas prices are way down. And then you can just live in your own reality. You don't have to worry about what the price actually is. And you guys watch, because you're going to be seeing this type of content a lot more. You're going...
Yeah, Solarman, listen, for all of you Republicans, can you just shut up for a second and just listen to what he's about to say? This affects you. I know that you're here to lick Donald Trump's asshole. I get it. And I know you're hoping that there's some specks of the fish fillet left in there for you. And it's nice to add a little bit of fish flavor to that shit flavor. But listen to what he's saying. When you say, my prices, look, where I'm at, the prices aren't up yet. Yeah, the thing about oil prices is we know what they're going to be in the future, because the oil companies tell us what they're going to be in the future. So just be quiet for a second and listen. Rather than knee-jerk react and say this guy's wrong, listen for a second. He's going to explain why gas prices across the country are going up, and they are. Even if they haven't hit you yet, they're going up, and why they will continue to go up. And then you're going to have to start contemplating why did I believe Donald Trump would lower gas prices when we see what's happening now?
To be seeing a lot of people being like, hey, what's the deal with gas prices? So let me explain this for the 11,000th time. Perfectly happy doing that. It's what I do. A week ago, a lot of people in Florida were like, our gas prices are dropping. What's going on? I said, you're getting the last of the winter blend. You're getting the last of the winter blend. And they have to get rid of it. They absolutely have to get rid of it. They legally can't have it in their tanks by a certain date. And it dropped. It dropped a lot. And I told them, here in a week or two, you're going to see it. This is what's happening. Your winter blend is being replaced with summer blend. In the north right now, in the farthest northern states, they're getting rid of that winter blend. So if you live in the very far north, and I mean the very far north, you have likely seen gas prices drop significantly in the last couple of days. They're going to do exactly what they're doing in Florida. Give it a week. They're going to jump by a lot. That's how this works. The transition from winter blend to summer blend starts in the south, and it moves its way north. And it's at the north right now. Summer blend has to be in all.
And by the way, that happens every year. So this thing that we're talking about happens every year. As we transition off of the winter blend to the summer blend, you can see this. If you just look historically, go look at the colder months, start in November, go through March, and just look at the gas pricing. And then you'll see as we switch blends and people start traveling more and there's more daylight every single day, you'll see the price go up. It literally does it every single year. But the problem is it just doesn't come back down to where it was. It goes up and then it comes down and then it goes up and then it comes down. That's the problem. The bigger problem is when you have a guy who is doesn't know how to negotiate trade deals and who is firing from the hip, that cyclical little cycle there is going to get worse, not better. There's things that we try and do as a country to keep that 2 to 3% inflation and not go more. But Mr. Globe is going to explain now why the historic rise and fall that you're used to is going to rise higher and fall less.
All the terminals by May the 1st. It has to be at every gas station by June the 1st. That's all that's happening. That's it. That's all that's happening. There is no drill, baby, drill. There is no cutting your gas prices in half within 6 months. All of that is a scam. The same thing is happening right now that was happening when Joe Biden was the president. Gas prices doing what gas prices do. And I get it that won't satisfy a lot of you guys' appetite for politics, how this has to be political. It's not. Donald Trump hasn't done anything to help or hurt gas prices because none of the things that he thinks helps gas prices help gas prices because he knows absolutely nothing about moving gas prices. He understands slogans. Thanks.
Remember in that leaked signal chat, the only real concern was, is this going to help Europe too much? And can we make sure that the Saudis' oil is not touched? This is not an economist. This government is not run by economists. You guys confuse rich people with economists. You confuse having a lot of money with knowing how economic systems work. You're confusing all of that. So when Trump hires a bunch of rich people, you're like, oh, they must get it. It must have been their great knowledge on economics that made them so rich, which is a weird thing to say considering most economics experts aren't filthy rich. Like, the richest people in the world, none of them are like economics experts. What they are is they're great salespeople, and they know how to manipulate people. And that's all Trump has around him. But again, what Mr. Global said there is absolutely right. Like this isn't the Trump stuff yet, but we'll get there. Here's Mr. Global again. And again, if you guys aren't following him, he wants you to follow him on YouTube. So follow him on YouTube. If you're following him on TikTok and not on YouTube, go follow him on YouTube. This guy puts up incredible content. He doesn't. He's not paid by somebody to do it. I highly recommend Mr. Global.
So the thing I've been warning you about for like 5 months is finally being recognized by the media and people in the oil and gas industry. And I'm talking about natural gas prices, LNG exports, consumption, all of that stuff I've been warning you guys about. We saw $1,200 and $1,400 utility bills this last winter. And now they're saying what I've been telling you for 5 months. It's only going to get worse. And this is the very first time I've seen anyone in the media or anywhere talk about this. U.S. faces uphill tasks to refill natural gas storage for next winter. Yeah, the EIA estimates that domestic consumption will rise nearly 2% this year to 92 billion cubic feet, and couple that with LNG exports up nearly 20% to 14.2
LNG's natural gas, in case we're not clear on that.
Billion cubic feet a day. That means this storage refill season will be starting with nearly 600 billion cubic feet less than we did last year. This is very important. Trust me, this is important. Bank of America Securities sees demand growth this year in excess of 4.1 billion cubic feet a day. Gas for next winter is already over $5. Natural gas for next winter is already over $5. I told you this was going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not guessing here. We know what the prices are. We already know based on the production what the prices are going to be for this next winter. That's a significant. What did he say? It was like 3 something.
This is important. Bank of America Securities sees demand growth this year in excess of 4.1 billion cubic feet a day. Gas for next winter is already over $5. Natural gas for next winter is already over $5. I told you this was going to happen.
I like this from McCrog. McCrog, I appreciate you being here on YouTube. Thanks for being here. You said what he is saying right now is why Trump won. The election people, I'm guessing you mean the people who elected him, lived through 4 years of Trump and 4 years of Biden, and it was better under Trump. Yeah, that's fucking stupid. It's stupid to look backwards. You know what's always cheaper? Gas under the previous president. You know what's always cheaper? Energy prices under the previous president. It's not a flex. That's a lot of people not understanding that these prices go up. So when the prices went up, they blamed Biden and thought Trump coming back into office would fix it. And this is just a big fuck you to the MAGA who thought, oh, he'll fix it. It'll be just like it was before, but it's not. It's getting more expensive.
We hit like a little over $4 this winter, and people were having $1,200 and $1,400 utility bills. $5 next winter. And another issue is that drilling companies are not responding to this. They're not ramping up production. They're waiting because they're very concerned, because these are very uncertain times, because of a certain president that is existing in the White House. Wow. One of the things I've repeatedly said to you is you do not want the United States market to look like the global market. Right here, the expansion of LNG exports is contributing to higher domestic prices as the U.S. market becomes less isolated. We see that becoming much more of a global market. That is the worst case scenario for the United States. But, Sean Hyatt, the Director of Business of Energy Transition Initiative at USC Marshall, is confident that we have the capacity to meet demand, even with additional LNG plants coming online this year and next. Sean, that's not a thing. People are afraid we'll get to the $9 or $10 we had prior to the fracking revolution. Sean, we had $9 or $10 a couple of years ago. The fracking revolution started 20 years ago. What are you talking about, Sean? You know what could make this drastically worse? You know what the one thing that can make this drastically worse I
love that. Marlene, you're an idiot. This guy is the expert. This is his job. Google your own facts, please. And if you hear things that are critical, if somebody is warning you that things are going to get bad, ignore it and Google until you find an answer that you like, and then stop right there. Like anybody in the chat trying to shit on Mr. Global, go check him out. Go watch his videos from the last 3 and 4 years. He's ahead on all of this because this isn't like he's not predicting the future. He's not in the political game. He's not saying, "Oh, Democrats will win the House, Republicans will win the Senate." He's a guy that tells you what everybody in the oil and gas industry already know. They're not guessing. When gas prices go up, what the fuck do you think happens? How do you think gas prices go up? How does it happen? Do you think it's just supply and demand? Like you go and one day, like you own a gas station, and you just look out there and you're like, oh, damn, prices went up. No, they buy all this shit in advance, months and months in advance. Their contracts are filled months in advance, and they know what they paid, so they know what they need to charge. So unless Donald Trump makes significant changes here, this is what the prices are going to be. And very quickly, by the way, Donald Trump would have to reverse how much natural gas we're bringing in. So he's going to have to get all these gas companies to suddenly do what they're not doing now and get a bunch of natural gas. And then, because he's isolating us from every other country and he's trying to slap tariffs on every other country, our ability to globally access natural gas is more expensive, or in some cases will not exist at all. You don't Google this shit, Marlene. Don't Google it unless you know what you're Googling. I'm not triggered. That's triggered. I love that. You say dumb shit, get me triggered. That's fine. Trigger me all day long, Marlene. All day long. Blah, blah. Yeah. It's not going to be that funny. Like when your gas prices are too high. I hope you live in a warm place. This doesn't hurt me nearly as much as it hurts like most people. I live in Arizona. We barely use natural gas. Most of my appliances aren't natural gas. It never we kick on our heater like twice a year. You know, and in fact, we didn't even click on the heater this year because I just bought a little space heater for my office that keeps me plenty warm. I mean, I don't know. Like this is true Trump derangement syndrome. You're watching an expert. By the way, this is not a political person. He's a very moderate. This is like a Mitt Romney Republican here. He is not overtly political at all. He's just giving you good information, and because it's not the good information that he's giving you isn't sucking Donald Trump's dick, you're like, I'm going to ignore this.
Hot summer, and guess what? It's over 90 degrees in Oklahoma already. We're having 80 and 90 degree temperatures in northern states already, and it's just March. You think this summer's not going to be hot? It's going to be hot. If you want to keep your lights on next winter, you better start saving your money now. Thanks.
That's a good outro. We just show you gas prices by month. Stop pretending. You guys got to stop pretending that this is has anything to do with like who's president. It's just not. It's very little to do with who's president. Let me pull this up. All right. Well, let's look at Trump's presidency, okay? Shall we? We dropped down here, went up, and then it mostly went down. Gas prices like mostly we had a God, that chart sucks. We had a peak here in June of 22, and then gas prices come down. And now what are we seeing? Now it's starting to go back up. Here was the end of Biden. It's went up both months under Trump so far. Just where we're at. It's going up. This is what gas prices do. If I go further back, let's see if we can get it from, there's from, what does this start? 1990. Look, goes up. 2008, skyrockets. Then we have an economic collapse. So the price goes down and then up. And then we have a 2014 recession, goes down and then up, down, COVID, then up, down, and we're ready for another up. It's just how it goes. It's not really like the policies of the president. They talk about gas prices a lot because it's what affects you and it's what we all think about. But the reality is we have bigger problems right now. It's not just Trump, but people are so worried about Trump being inconsistent that they're not even sure like what to produce. They're not sure if they're going to have access to natural gas from the United States. And they're not sure if they're going to be able to export natural gas to the United States. So everybody's just in like a holding pattern right now until Donald Trump's policies make any sense or he can be clear on any of those policies.